We talk about the impact and so many different angles of this story. The victims, of course, first and most important, the Port of Baltimore, the dock workers there, the local businesses in this area who suffered for months and months, some who are still suffering in terms of financial losses, as Tara Lynch mentioned a little bit earlier. But one of the other impacts, right up where you are, people right there along the Patapsco River in Anne Arundel County, people who I spoke with exactly 1 year ago today, standing right where you are now, Denise, who came out there a couple of hours after this happened, took a look out into the distance, saw the bridge in the water, and were simply in tears by what they saw, because this was a huge part of their lives. It was a huge part of the way that they grew up. It was a huge part for them, their parents, if the house was handed down to them, their kids that were raised in that area. And our Caroline Forback dives a little bit deeper into that part of our coverage tonight with more from Anne Arundel County.
It's the first time Heidi Tobal Garcia has seen the Key Bridge in person since it collapsed.
It's so sad, because so many people was working.
Garcia says she knew one of the 6 construction workers who were killed, Miguel Luna. He ran a food truck in Glen Burnie with his wife, Carmencita.
So nice when I go to the buy sometimes food, and that's really sad.
A year has gone by since the collapse. Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman recalls the shock of that day.
Just allowing it to sink in, the mass destruction of a huge piece of infrastructure that was so iconic.
And the tireless response from Unified Command in the days, weeks, and months that followed.
I was impressed by both the compassion and the action. Mourning the loss of life, acting to recover bodies, to move as quickly as possible to remove debris, to move traffic, acting to inform the public.
It's a tragedy that continues to shape lives and livelihoods throughout Anne Arundel County.
It's really impacted everything, especially with the traffic and stuff, diverting everything.
And it adds about an hour more time.
For local businesses, time is money.
Several businesses in the area are finding that their expenses have gone up considerably. People are spending hours in traffic. Their schedules are now delayed.
Kenneth Clark works with the Capital Region Minority Supplier Development Council, connecting local business owners impacted by the collapse with resources to keep them afloat.
People are still suffering.
Pittman says the county is helping impacted workers build a stronger future for everyone.
And our workforce development team has been helping people who lost work as a result of that, and now helping to prepare people for the rebuilding of the bridge.
As Anne Arundel County continues its recovery, Pittman says he'll always remember the resilience and compassion shown by the people in the community in the wake of disaster.
To see that we're capable of coming together as human beings and embracing one another in times like that.
On your corner in Anne Arundel County, Caroline Forback for WJZ.
And Caroline's piece there giving you some true insight into how one county has been dealing with this. We knew the magnitude of this situation when it happened. I'm not sure, though, that we all grasp how long these ripple effects would last for and how long it would take for some businesses and some of the economy to get back on track due to the direct impacts from this tragedy. We keep saying eerie feeling. I said earlier, I think it's always going to be an eerie feeling when we look off into the distance and realize the original Key Bridge is no longer there. You heard Stuart Pittman there mention rebuilding. The rebuilding, hoping, that's the key word, hoping to be completed by the year 2028. Financials and what will happen in terms of money and who will pay for it, that all still needs to play out. A lengthy legal process still needs to play out as well. Nikki, back to you in studio.
All right, Rick, thank you. And be sure to watch our Key Bridge 1 year later special coming up at 7 p.m. right here on WJZ and streaming on CBS News Baltimore. We'll be remembering the victims, honoring the first responders, and looking toward the future and rebuilding.